Welcome to Gab Talk, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Welcome to the next episode of Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts. You guys, today I am bringing to you a really smart lady who impressed me so much. I'm bringing to you sleep expert Lana Walsh. Hey, how are you today?
Hey, I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, thank you for letting me interview you today. I know that you are really brilliant. Will you share with us about you?
Sure. Yeah. So, like you said, I am a sleep expert. You know what? I get that question a lot is like, what is a sleep expert? I've never heard of that before. So, what I normally tell people is I like to help people sleep consistently through the night because sleep is so important for so many different things. And it's become my passion to learn everything I can about sleep and how it affects your life.
And there's so many people out there that don't want to admit that they have some issues with sleep.
That's right. And I see two sides of things. I see the people that are like, oh, I don't have a problem with sleep, but man, I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't sleep. And then I have people on the other side that are like, oh my God, all I care about is just getting a good night of sleep. And it's like this polar opposite. There's kind of like no in between.
And then the other thing that's really interesting about sleep is we go in cycles, right? So I know for me, sometimes I will fall asleep really fast and I'll sleep hard for 3 or 4 hours and then I'm up and down all night long. And then other nights I'll just sleep all the way through. And then other nights it takes me an hour to go to sleep. We all go through these weird cycles.
Well, it's funny because what people don't understand is that stress is the most common reason people can't sleep. So when you're going through those different stages, when you have a more stressful day than other days, then you'll have more difficulty sleeping. And it doesn't mean that you have a problem and you need to see someone like me. It just means you had a stressful day. So what I tell people a lot is just if you can just stay calm about the fact that you've had this day, that night that was bad, and just realize that it doesn't mean every night's going to be bad. It really will help prevent you from developing something like insomnia.
Lana, I know that we talked and you told me that how you got to be a sleep expert was really interesting story and experiences of your own. Will you share with our audience about your background and your history?
Yeah, of course. I really started having trouble sleeping when I was a teenager. About 12 or 13 years old, I'd be waking up in the middle of the night and I'd have to rearrange my pajamas because they'd get wrapped really tight around me from all the tossing and turning.
Yeah.
It was frustrating and I didn't know what was going on. And my parents thought I was like a typical teenager, staying up too late, didn't want to get up in the morning. But actually, it turned out I had restless leg syndrome. Restless leg syndrome is an uncontrollable urge to move your legs. Causes a pain sensation when you try to stop the motion. It's not actual pain, it's just like in your head kind of a pain.
Oh.
So for me, it feels like my thighs are on fire. And the only way to alleviate it is to move. It gets worse with fatigue. So at night, when I'm really tired and I can't go to bed yet for whatever reason, my legs will drive me insane.
I think my ex-husband had something like that. He used to wake up in the middle of the night with cramps and he would literally jump out of bed and vibrate. And we had to go get those little pills for him to take. They're over the counter. You can buy them in the CVS or Walgreens or whatever. And they made a huge difference. But I would say that I remember when he was more stressed out, they happened more frequently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, sometimes I would get up in the middle of the night, just like your ex, and do leg exercises. I do squats and high knees and kickbacks, 2 or 3 minutes, try to work the energy out so I could relax to go to sleep. But I didn't get it diagnosed. I didn't get it treated. I didn't know what to do about it. And all of those nights of not sleeping led me to developing insomnia.
And see, those things that he took, they helped, but they didn't solve the problem. They kind of were like a little bit of a Band-Aid on it versus actually like fixing it. So I think I'll be having him give you a call. Yeah.
For sure, that'd be great. So, how I ended up here is that over 30 years of not sleeping, saw many doctors. I have been sleep tested. I've had my restless leg treated, and I've been on prescription medications, 3 different kinds over the course of those 30 years. And every time I went to see a doctor, there was never a conversation about sleep. It was like, I'm not sleeping. Oh, here's your prescription. Oh, do you need a refill? Here's your refill. It was never a conversation about what was happening, how I was feeling, what was going on during the night, any suggested ideas on what to do to overcome what was happening. And so I went, like so many of my clients, Google how to overcome sleeplessness, how to sleep through the night. And, I did all the things, right? Cool, dark room, remove distractions, turn off your devices, exercise, eat right, on and on and on and on and on. But nothing worked. So a couple of years ago, I lost my job because of COVID.
Right.
And I didn't know what I was going to do. And my girlfriend said to me, you know what? You've always wanted to start your own business. And why don't you start looking for that business to do? So I said, okay. So I started watching these online summits that were happening at the time. Everything was online.
Right.
And I watched this summit with the speaker who was talking about EFT tapping. So that's where you tap on acupressure points to help reduce stress and anxiety. During a short 5-minute demonstration, my anxiety level went from here to here. And I was like, wow, this is fantastic. It's so amazing. I have to learn more about this. So I started using it all the time. I signed up for a course so I could learn how to teach it to other people. And over the course of a few weeks, I noticed I was sleeping better. And I went, wow, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, it just came right together. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I need to help people sleep better using tapping. And when I started to develop a program to use my tapping to help people sleep better, that led me to researching sleep and actually finding the solution to insomnia.
So I think that's incredible that you had this situation that was kind of thrust upon you, as has many people in the last few years, and you took the opportunity to say, what am I going to do? And you found that which resonated with you and filled your heart and helped solve your own problem. And now you get to solve a big problem that other people have. How incredible is that?
I mean, it's amazing. And like you, for 20 years, I worked in the nonprofit industry. I was in fundraising and event management. And I was always about helping other people. That's one thing. The reason why I was in the nonprofit industry was because of that. I like to help people.
Yeah.
And now I get to be more directly involved in helping them as opposed to just raising money so others can do the helping.
That's awesome. Yeah, I spent a bunch of years working behind the scenes in businesses for a lot of smallpreneurs and saw a bunch of people who were experts and said, how can I help them get their message out there? So a similar arc, a similar story. And I too love helping people. Speaking of people who help us and shepherd us, that allow us to now shepherd other people, will you share with us about your inspiration and somebody who influenced you?
Somebody who came to me later in life that was very influential was actually one of my last bosses that I had. Her name's Elaine, and she was amazing. I started working with her. She was the exact opposite of the boss I had before, who was quite toxic. So she helped me heal partly through work and through having a good relationship with a boss. But how she influenced me the most was in her helping me become more intuitive, more in tune with myself, with my heart center. She gave me books. I just devoured all of the books that she gave me about, understanding how the universe works and energy and that sort of energy psychology. If it wasn't for her, I might not have accepted EFT tapping as a possible remedy for stress and anxiety. And so she was very influential for me to take this path forward.
That's incredible. And I love the fact that you said later in life that it was somebody who wound up having a presence that just opened you up. I think so often we look and we look and we look for these people, and then when the time is right, their presence becomes known to us. Hello, hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them.
Introducing Boost by GoV, a high-end, first-in-class fuel catalyst tablet that is taking the world by storm. How would you like to save money on gas and go further on every single tank? The new MPG is here. Get more miles per gallon, boost power and performance, and reduce emissions and exhaust. What would you say if you could pay less and make fewer trips to the gas pump? It's time to wake up and get on the move. What are you waiting for? Get more out of life and join the GoV experience today. Scan the QR code or check the show notes for more information.
You've all heard, and you know how powerful it is to send thank you cards, notes of appreciation, and gifts that build and maintain relationships. However, writing and sending generic impersonal greetings and gifts one by one just is so overwhelming and takes so much time. Not to mention, these days, who wants to deal with lines at the post office, running out of stamps, or having to print stamps yourself? And then there's the embarrassment of missing an important date altogether. Yikes. So what can you do? If you go to marketyourbiz.guru, you will be able to get help with your greetings and gifts that are printed, stamped, stuffed, and mailed automatically for you. Make sure that you tell them Gabriella sent you. So if you could go back and talk to that younger self of yours, 12 and 13-year-old that was tossing and turning in bed, what would you say to her? And if you could share some wisdom for the people that are pivoting careers like you and I did, what advice would you give?
Okay, well, the 12, 13-year-old me, I would definitely say, don't wait to talk to somebody about what's happening. It was very much, and it's a teenage thing, right? We don't like to talk to people, especially adults, about what's happening. So I would say, talk to somebody and get that treated. For somebody pivoting or, young person thinking about going into business, find a mentor. Find somebody that you really look up to that's doing what you want to do and follow their path or get their advice. Like I got business coaches right away when I started, but I think I would have done so much better had I found that mentor.
That's great advice. I think mentorship is huge, and I love mentoring people as well. You probably do too.
I love sharing what I know with people.
And guiding them on their own path to success. So I'd like you to share with us now your best tips that someone can take away right now and go take action on.
So for sleep is really, really important for business, because if you're not sleeping well, it really affects your brain. That's what's most affected by lack of sleep. People get anxious about, gaining weight and their health. There's so many more factors that are involved with your health and your weight gain that's related to sleep, but not because of your sleep. But your brain is what needs sleep the most. So when you don't get enough sleep, your memory is affected, your cognitive functioning. So that's the ability to focus, to filter out other sounds so that you can concentrate on whatever's in front of you. Those skills are the ones that are most affected by a lack of sleep. And then there's also the ability to motivate yourself.
Yes.
I don't know how many times have you had a bad night of sleep where you have difficulty just getting off the couch, right? So motivation is a huge factor. So if you're running a business, getting a good night's sleep is very important for your ability to do things, to get through the day, make good decisions and all kinds of things.
And
Go
there's a
ahead.
difference between being not motivated to get off the couch and having self-care time.
I also don't encourage people to, do the 5 a.m. if they're not normally used to getting up at 5 a.m. Do not be the part of that 5 a.m. club if that's not comfortable for you. It's not going to make you more successful by cutting back your sleep. You're more successful by getting good night rest and having full functioning of your brain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on the business side, I highly recommend finding a group of entrepreneurs who are close in level as you are and where you are in your business, and get together monthly or more often if you want to share information, have brainstorming sessions, set goals with each other and hold each other accountable. And one of the ways that does help is you're all watching and consuming, free webinars and free talks and listening to other people's advice and ideas, and you're all trying different things. So something could come up out of those conversations that is something you've never heard of or never tried, but could be useful and helpful to you. And then, consume some of those various different ways of marketing, of talking to people, of connecting with people, and try a few things out and see what works for you.
That is some fantastic advice. And in fact, a lot of what I try and teach people is diversification in getting your messaging out and diversification in how you receive information from other people and pull from many different sources and resources. You might be surprised where you can get some really great advice and information that you think has nothing to do with you, but it's that nugget. On each episode of Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts, we like to highlight a hero sponsor who is a business that chooses to highlight a do-good organization in their own community that is bettering the world. Today's hero sponsor is...
Hello, I'm Dr. Anna Maria Blevin, founder and CEO of Prosperity Pathways, LLC. We get people their jobs of their dreams. We help them start a business or organization, and we even help them along their career pathway. It gives me great pleasure to bring to your attention and honor the hero of the moment, Onward and Upward. Onward and Upward does everything in its power to help those that are homeless, without jobs, without the use of their own computer, get back on their feet. They help people learn what it is that they need to do to get an online job, to get an on-site job. So Onward and Upward is giving a hand up to those that need it. Their website, onwardupwardinc.org. Get in touch with them if you need their help or if you would like to support them. Again, this is Dr. Anna Maria Blevin, founder and CEO of Prosperity Pathways, wishing you a blessed day.
So Lana, I know a lot of people would really benefit from having a conversation with you, learning more about how you can help them both with their sleep and in business. Will you please share with us where people can find out more information about you? And you guys, don't forget, links will be down below. Click the link and make sure you reach out to Lana.
Yeah, it's really easy. It's Lana Walsh Coaching. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and my website is lanawalshcoaching.ca. You can find me on any of those platforms and follow my content. I like to keep posting regularly, so you'll see lots of stuff from me.
Awesome. And again, those links will be down below. And remember, that's .ca, not .com. Make sure you click the links. Her social media will be there. And you told me before we started that you do have an offer for our audience if they want to get more information.
Like I said earlier, the number one reason people have trouble sleeping is stress and anxiety. So I do have a free download called 13 Ways to Strengthen Your Coping Strategies. So that's how to deal with stress as it's happening, as opposed to letting it overtake your life and overwhelm you.
That is going to be an incredible resource for our audience members. I'm going to go get myself a copy of that because we could all benefit from that. Even the most optimistic people out there have life circumstances and could use such a resource. So thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you guys click the links below. Get yourself a copy, reach out to Lana and see how she can help you. Make sure you click the reminder so that you know when our next episode is airing. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.